Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to today's deep dive. Today we're looking at the August 23, 2026 edition of the Daily Tech Reader.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense one today.
It really is. And our mission here is to synthesize what was honestly a weekend of intense global brinkmanship. I mean, we've got fracturing international trade on one side, and then on the other, just this exploding frontier technology.
Right.
And we want to explain exactly how this impacts, your portfolio and, of course, your workplace.
Because the friction right now is just immense. We have major global economic arteries clogging up at the exact same moment that enterprise tech is hitting a totally new gear of acceleration.
Yeah, so let's start with those economic arteries.
Yeah.
The U.S. and Canada tariff clash is escalating rapidly, like really rapidly.
Yeah, it's kind of unprecedented.
Right. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is out here calling this an economic war. He's saying the U.S. demands are uneconomic and unfair.
And Canada's 50% retaliatory tariffs kick in on September 8th.
Oh, wow, right.
So you have the Conservatives already demanding details on the collapsed U.S. offer.
It's wild. It honestly feels like this unexpected, sudden family feud happening right as a much larger neighborhood conflict is brewing.
Oh, for sure.
Because Treasury Secretary Vessant just published an op-ed announcing an economic D-Day against Iran starting Monday.
Right. That is the huge neighborhood conflict you're talking about.
That's really good.
Because Iran is threatening seismic retaliation. Like, that's the word their parliament speaker used. Seismic. And they are attempting to bypass dollar sanctions using local currency trades with Iraq.
Wait, I have to stop you there, though. Countries have tried to bypass the U.S. dollar for decades, and they mostly failed. So why would switching to local currency trade with Iraq actually work now?
Well, it's a fair question. Historically, circumventing the dollar failed because the dollar was basically the only trusted intermediary for clearing those global trades.
Right. Everyone needed it.
Exactly. But what Iran is doing with Iraq now is they're establishing direct bilateral currency swaps. So they are essentially balancing their trade books directly in dinars and reals without routing transactions through Western correspondent banks at all.
I see. So if they rewire this financial plumbing, the U.S. basically loses its primary mechanism to track and choke off those funds.
Yeah. And so the U.S. is walking this razor-thin geopolitical tightrope here. They have to apply maximum pressure on Iran, but they can't destabilize the broader global economy.
Right.
Because they specifically cannot afford to derail Chinese President Xi Jinping's upcoming White House visit next month. The U.S. is calibrating this pressure very carefully so it doesn't wreck those talks.
Which really explains the market anxiety we're seeing. I mean, the S&P 500 closed down at 7,674 on Friday.
Yeah, it's causing massive uncertainty for Monday's market open.
So you have all this economic anxiety, but then I want to shift to the counterbalance here, which is this accelerating AI boom.
Oh, yeah, this is the wild part.
It really is. Like, there is this statistic from Salesforce that just blew my mind. The average number of AI agents used by enterprises has nearly tripled from 5 to 13 just since early 2025.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's where it gets really interesting, though.
Well, it's because while traditional global trade is fracturing, the global AI race is becoming hyper-competitive. Like, OpenAI and Google are aggressively cutting prices.
Oh, wait, how does a price cut actually change things? Because these enterprise companies already spend billions on AI anyway.
Sure, but cheaper inference costs fundamentally change what you can actually do with the AI.
Okay.
When a model costs a fraction of a cent per query, you don't just use it as a chatbot anymore. You hook it up to thousands of automated background tasks.
Ah, I see.
It becomes economically viable to let these agents run constantly without human prompting.
Which leads right into what we saw from China's ZAI. They just reported their open-weight GLM 5.3 model autonomously found over 1,000 real security bugs in production software.
That is just staggering.
And we should clarify for listeners, an open-weight model means the actual neural network architecture and parameters are freely available to download.
Right.
So this capability is out in the wild.
Yeah, it is entirely decentralized now. And NVIDIA's Wednesday earnings will really be the ultimate test of this AI momentum.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as a listener, your investments are caught between these Kara fears and AI optimism, and your daily workflow is rapidly being augmented by these new AI agents.
It's a crazy tension.
It really is. A fracturing geopolitical economy running parallel to an exploding borderless AI revolution.
Yeah, and it leaves you with a really provocative final question to ponder.
What's that?
If open-way AI models can now autonomously hunt down thousands of security vulnerabilities,
Yeah.
what happens when nations involved in these new economic wars start weaponizing those exact same autonomous agents against each other?
Wow. That is definitely something to think about. We'll leave it there. Keep a close eye on your own enterprise agents this week, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.